Shalom, Akim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth, and that's what teaching this truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. I'm the brother Tazamah from the great millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. The Lord willing, today's lesson will be edifying. And I want to do a slight response video to the video that was done by Elder Apostle Tahar entitled a heretical breed of Hebrews indeed. You can't have sex on the Sabbath. And I believe that he was responding back to a video that was done, or either a video or a comment that was done by Hassad, formerly of the Sakari camp, now of a camp called Genesis, where it's him and Hakah. And my whole thing is that, you know, what's up with Jake's infatuation of having sex on the Sabbath? I mean, you got 6 days out the week that if you got a woman, you know, where you and your woman you could have sex all 6 days throughout the week. But when that Sabbath comes, it's a holy convocation unto the Lord, man. And what like Elder Apostle Tahar said, you know, what's made holy on the Sabbath is yourself. Okay, that word holy in the Hebrew is a quadash, which means to be separated or to be set apart. You see, and that word consecrated, okay, is or sanctified. You know, sanctified and consecrated are pretty much the same thing. And when you're consecrated, it's set apart. You're set apart for a holy purpose. And that purpose is the what? You know, on the Sabbath, most of the time, you know, you read, you know, you do videos, you pray into Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You're not working, because when you have sex, you are working. I mean, if you're not working, then if you're not working when you have sex, then you know, I'll just say you ain't doing it right. I'll just put it like that, right? You're not supposed to be working out or anything like that. You're not supposed to cook. You know, it's a day of rest. Now, granted, you know, some of us have jobs where, you know, where some of us may have to work on the Sabbath. The Sabbath may fall from Monday night to Tuesday night. It may fall from Thursday night to Friday night. And for example, like this Sabbath tonight is going to be from Saturday night to Sunday night. Okay, but you have 6 days out the week to do that. So what's up with Jake's infatuation of having sex on the Sabbath? Okay, now I'm gonna pull a few precepts. I'm 32 minutes into the video. I'm pretty sure maybe the Elder Apostle Tahar might go through the precepts that I'm gonna go through, but I'm not even gonna really pull out too many precepts, man, because, you know, if you just really want to just break the scriptures that bad, at the end of the day, you just showing forth who you are. You know, you're just showing forth who you are, man. And the scripture says, let's actually open up with that. It says that the priest's lips shall keep knowledge. That's in the book of Malachi. Let me get that. Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. It says, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the scriptures. If you claim yourself to be a priest and you claim yourself, you know what I'm saying, to keep the full law, as these guys like to deem that they do. You know, but here it is. You claim that you keeping the law, but you got to edge up. You know what I'm saying? You wearing hats on your head whenever you preach. You over here teaching that you can have sex on the Sabbath, all this other kind of madness. You know, having Passovers at the strip club, right? It says, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. You see, they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Yahweh of hosts. So if we are the messengers of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that means that we gotta keep knowledge, and we gotta know what we're talking about. Because most of these jakes that claim, "Oh, I'll keep the laws," man, you don't even, you in this captivity, you barely probably keeping 90% of the laws fully, man. In the jakes that say that they keep the laws and all that kind of mess, right? Those be the main ones that really ain't keeping the laws at all, man. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's actually pull this real quick. It's in Romans, the 2nd chapter, I want to say it is. All right, Romans chapter 2. Verse 1 is a good point, but I'm gonna read verse 1 and I'm gonna jump down. It's Romans 2:1. It says, Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest. You see, because I remember Hassad did a video where he mentioned that if there's any member in his camp, or the camp that he's a part of now, if there's any member that comes to the camp, or whatever the case may be, or a part of their organization that has mixed fabrics on, that he's gonna get cut out. He's pretty much gonna get kicked out the camp immediately. for wearing mixed fabrics. Because he said that, that you breaking the law. That's a law that you can keep. You can make your own clothes. Which, damn well everything that you got going down to the socks on your feet or the boxers that you wear, whatever the case may be, is not 100%. Unless you got a woman or somebody that's making every single piece of article of clothing that you got. And this is why Yahweh Shah called, the wicked scribes of Pharisees, he called them hypocrites, man. So it says, therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest. For wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself. For thou that judgest doest the same things. You see, so you want to be gun-ho, the laws, the statutes and the commandments, the law this, the law that. But here it is, you teaching Jake. You teaching Jake that you can have sex on the Sabbath. You see? Jumping down to verse 21, it says, thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, doest thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, doest thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, doest thou commit sacrilege? Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law dishonorest thou the Most High? You see? It's clearly evident if you go into the Hebrew, all right? If you just got common sense, you know what I'm saying? But common sense ain't common for most people. But when you even go into the Hebrew and get the word, thou shalt keep the Sabbath holy unto the Lord, let's actually just get it real quick. Let's get Exodus, the 20th chapter. Okay? Exodus 20. And Exodus 20 verse 8, it says, remember the Sabbath day, right? To keep it holy, right? Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Now, when you get this word holy, okay, that word is kodash, okay? That word in the Hebrew is kodash, to consecrate, okay? To consecrate. What does it mean to consecrate? Make or declare something, typically a church, sacred. Dedicate formally, and that's yourself. You're dedicating yourself. Dedicate formally to a religious or divine purpose. Sanctify. You see? Sanctify, like the elder apostle Tahar was going into that word sanctify, and like sanitary, right? It means to be clean. And when you have sex, when a man's seed of compilation comes out of him during the act of sex, you're unclean. Now, is having sex with you being unclean, is that a sin? Is it a sin? No, it's not a sin to have sex. It just makes you unclean. That's it. And when it's a Sabbath, you are to keep yourself holy. You're supposed to keep yourself clean and pure. Okay, prepare says dedicate, be hallowed, be holy, be sanctified, be separate. See, to be separate. When you having sex on the Sabbath, you're not separating yourself from everybody else, because you got lots of people that have sex on the Sabbath. You got a lot of Jake and these people that just have sex on the Sabbath because they don't even know it's the Sabbath. You're not separating yourself. If anything, you're making yourself like unto them. To be honored, be treated as sacred. Let's go to the Brown Driver Diggs lexicon. Let's go there. Observe as holy. Keep sacred. You see that? We're to keep the Sabbath sacred. We're to observe the Sabbath as being holy. Okay? Let's do a word search of Sabbath. All right. Exodus 16 and 23. Exodus 16 and 23. And he said unto them, this is that which Yahweh hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto Yahweh. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that which ye will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. This is going into whenever we were to collect the manna, because you're technically not supposed to cook on the Sabbath, because you're not supposed to strike. You're not supposed to, I'd rather say, strike a fire on the Sabbath. Okay. There is a precept in Isaiah I'm gonna end it off with. Hold on one second. Exodus 31:15. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Now, once again, if you're in a scenario situation where you have a job where the Sabbath may fall on, Wednesday night to Thursday night, and you work a Monday through Friday, and you get up and go to work Thursday morning, are you breaking the Sabbath? Yes, you're breaking the Sabbath. You're breaking the Sabbath. That's something that's something that you really just can't control. That's why we ultimately need mercy from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. But when you willingly break the Sabbath just to get some box or just to have some sex, just to be made unclean, and you got 6 days out the week to do it, and then you teach a doctrine, you teach a doctrine saying that it's cool that you can have sex on the Sabbath. That's blasphemy, man. That's madness. You nothing different than like dealing with like a temple harlot or something, man. Exodus 35:3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. Whenever you kindle a fire, that you cooking. You typically would kindle a fire to be cooking. Now, are the priests made unclean? Are the priests do the priests go off on the Sabbath whenever they still got to prepare on the Sabbath day? Are they breaking the Sabbath? Okay. Now let's actually get a precept. What is it? Is it Exodus the 19th chapter? Let me see real quick. Just bear with me. Bear with me, Baba Kasha. Right, this is Exodus 19:10. It says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. Right, this is before the Lord came down and presented himself before the nation of Israel upon Mount Sinai. Right, he said, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow. Right, and let them wash their clothes and be ready against the third day. For the third day, Yahweh will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. Right? Let's see. Hold on one second. Because he mentioned not knowing, not going unto your wives. Let me see if it's down here. Here we go. Let's read this in the. So this is whenever the Lord. Okay, this is whenever the Lord presented himself. Right? Now let's actually read this in the NLT. Let's read this in the NLT, right? Exodus 19:14. So Moses went down to the people. He consecrated them for worship, and they washed their clothes. He told them, get ready for the third day, and until then, abstain from having sexual intercourse. Now, mind you, this is in the same stance of what? Being sanctified. We just read it in verse 14. He consecrated them for worship. Now, we got that word holy. In the Hebrew was consecrate, and then in the same tongue he said, look, abstain from having sexual intercourse. So when you have sex, why would he say that? Why would Moses mention not having sexual intercourse, right? Having sex with your wives, right? To be consecrated. Because ultimately whenever you have sex, you're made unclean. That makes you unclean. You're not consecrated at that point. You're not sanctified at that point. Why would Moses say that? And this is the last scripture I'm going to get. And I'm going to continue listening to the apostle. I know it's in Isaiah like 50. Is it Isaiah 58 maybe? Let me see real quick. Isaiah 56, 58. Here we go. Isaiah. We'll get both of these though. Isaiah 56. We'll get this one first. Isaiah 56 verse 2. All right, it says, blessed is the man that doeth this, and the son of man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it. That keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil. Now, is sex evil? Absolutely not. Sex is not evil. Okay, so that was the first commandment. That's the first commandment that the Lord gave us to do, is what? To be fruitful and to multiply. The only way that you could do that is by having sex. About with a man and a woman getting together and laying down and having sex. That was the first commandment. So obviously sex is not evil, but you do pollute the day if you do have sex on the Sabbath, man. And that's all that we're saying. That's all that we're saying. And now let's get this word. Let's get this word pollute. Okay. And we've gone through this. We've gone through this many times, right? When you get this word pollute, all right, polluting it. All right, it says here. Dang, these dudes, man. Salakia. Spare me. I'm trying to park my car real quick. All right, I keep the Sabbath from polluting it. Right. That word is halal. Right. Check this out. It says to profane, defile, pollute, desecrate, begin to profane oneself, defile oneself, pollute oneself. You could pollute yourself ritually, or you could be polluted sexually. Right there, sexually. So what are you talking about? You can have sex on the Sabbath. You literally, it says that you could pollute yourself. Let's read it again. Right? Blessed is the man that doeth this, and the son of man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hands from doing any evil. Okay? You pollute yourself on the Sabbath if you have sex on the Sabbath. That's something that you willfully do. It's not somebody's like, it's not like, oh man, you know, I had to do it for my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I don't give a fuck what you doing, man. That's a willful thing that you do. Isaiah 58 verse 13. Right? It says, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, right, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day. Let's get that word pleasure. That word pleasure is chapatazah, right? And that definition here, pleasure, delight, pleasure. When you have sex, are you pleasuring yourself? Yes, when you have sex, it's a pleasure, it's a delight. I would hope so. Okay? It says delight or pleasure. Once again, it says that in which one takes delight. That in which one takes delight. You take delight whenever you have sex, right? His business or matter. And that's you doing your own pleasure. You're doing whatever the hell you want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's the Sabbath day, and then, it's the Sabbath day, then typically, let's say I'm finna go over here, I'm finna go to this barbecue, I'm finna go here, do this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. You doing your own pleasure versus, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's pleasure, right? It says the good pleasure, cause, or business of Yahweh will prosper in his hands. Let me go up. Let's take a look at one more definition here. It says, let's see, doing thy affairs. You see, when you have sex, that's something that you decide to do. That's your affairs, right? So it says, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, right, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, right, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, right, not doing thine own ways. Let's get that. Not doing thine own ways. That word ways is darak, okay, which is like a path. You walk on the path. That's that word darak. It says that thine own ways are thine own pleasure. Once again, sex is a pleasurable act. I would hope so, right? It says, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. And you speaking your own words saying that you can have sex on the Sabbath, when we clearly just went through a whole plethora of scriptures that just proved otherwise, man. You see, all these false prophets, all these individuals just popping up, just coming out of their own vain opinions, man. See, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has you all saying these damnest things because a great judgment's getting ready to happen, man. Okay? You just doing your own thing. Saying whatever the hell you want to say just for clickbait or just to be contrary, man. But that's all I got, man. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I want to say call Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone, and taught us his truth, and that's what teaching is truth. Much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, I say shalom.